Hi, this is Stanley Jordan, and I love Jross-tv.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Jross hanging out with world-renowned guitar virtuoso Mr. Stanley Jordan in St. Louis. Just finished up his set at Jazz at the Bistro, and we just want to ask him a couple of quick questions to find out some in-depth stuff about Stanley. Like me, I always wanted to know, how did you split your brain to play piano and guitar at the same time impeccably?
Well, you know, when I'm practicing, I always practice in slow motion. And this is the #1 secret, and people should know this because you can apply this to other things besides music. Sometimes when you slow it down, you're able to perfect not only the movements, the physical movements, but also the thought process as well. And then you gradually speed it up, but you speed it up so gradually that you still maintain the level of perfection.
But now, Stanley, do you have to already have that talent or that God-given gift or spiritual gift already embedded in you?
Well, I think that we all come with some sort of gifts, you know, and we maximize whatever gifts we have. So you don't necessarily have to compare it to the gifts that someone else has, but we all have something. You know, because of my studies of music therapy, I've learned some amazing things about what human beings can do. I mean, even, let's say, people who've had pretty severe brain damage due to an accident or a stroke or something like that, very often they can still play music, they can still groove to a rhythm or something, and it's amazing the healing power of music, because even at a very deep level, the brain is made for music, it's wired for music. So if we express ourselves, even if we're not highly trained at it, but just the act of expressing ourselves musically is healing.
Oh, yeah? Now, in saying that, when you were growing up, when you first started off playing, you playing out, trying to get known, not so much known, but just getting in the groove, that people say, like, man, Stanley, you suck. What you doing is way out there. And then, if so, how did you come to reconcile that within yourself?
Well, sometimes I got constructive criticism. You know, most of it was constructive. You can usually tell when someone's just a hater and they're just trying to put you down. But most of the time, I got suggestions that helped me to evolve in my style. The one thing that I had to really put out of my mind was when I started playing guitar with the two hands on the neck and doing multiple parts, there were a few people who thought that it was a bad idea because they thought I was going down a blind alley and I was going to waste my time and there wasn't much potential there. So they were concerned that I was going to waste my time, but I stayed with it. And this is one thing that I say, because I speak to young people a lot, and this is one of the things that I say, is that if you have a dream in your heart, if you have a vision, and it's important to you to develop it, then stay with it, because you never know where it'll take you. You might end up even discovering something different that you didn't even expect. Even my touch technique on guitar, that came out of something completely different that I was trying to do.
Right.
And I ended up going that way and discovering that. The main thing is that it's very important for us to stick with our dreams. Yeah.
So let me ask you this now. The young kids coming up nowadays, and I know you mentor a lot of people when you talk to them and you advise them. What is some important things that you can tell my viewers that that parents can tell their kids to focus on as they grow in their musicianship and their musicality?
The most important thing with music is the music. I mean, I know that sounds obvious, but it's amazing how easy it is to get distracted from that. Like, for example, you see the stars on TV, and it's easy to look at what they wear and all the cars they drive and all that kind of thing, and none of that has anything to do with music. And so if music is what you love, then the best thing to do is to devote yourself to perfecting the craft of the music. And then whatever opportunities in the world are out there for you, you'll be able to take advantage of those, you know, because you'll be ready.
Right.
You know, a lot of times young people, you know, and it's just a normal that you want it now, you want to move along quickly, and it's easy to try to bypass all the steps of how to get there. But the most important thing to understand is that if you slow down, you actually get to the goal faster. Because if you slow down, you master each step. So then when opportunities come, then you'll definitely be ready.
So do you find that a lot of people that you meet or talk to, some of your peers, they'll kind of like sell the music out in a sense for the treasures, for the 500 Benz and flashy rings and the women? And
it could be that. It could also be for the recognition, you know, like critics saying that you're great and writing that in a magazine, you know. I mean, there's so many things that can distract us. But the wonderful thing about music is that the music itself is so satisfying to the spirit, to the mind, to the heart, that when you devote yourself to the music, then you experience that satisfaction. And so you find that a lot of these other distractions, they don't even mean as much anymore, you know, because the music is enough.
Well, tell the people about your new CD and where they can find you on Facebook and your website and all that. We're going to let you bounce.
Yeah, my new CD is called Friends, and the reason I call it that is because so many great friends play with me on it. Let's see, there's so many I have to remember the list. Okay, we had some great guitar players: Mike Stern, Bucky Pizzarelli, Russell Malone, and Charlie Hunter. We had some great horn players. Ronnie Laws played on it. Nicholas Payton played on it. We also had Kenny Garrett and Charnette Moffett and Christian McBride played bass. Kenwood Denard played drums. And Regina Carter played violin, and I played guitar and a little bit of piano too. And it's available all over the internet. And I do have a Facebook page. You can search for that. And the page, it's kind of new, but it's a great way for me to keep in touch with people. So drop me a line there too.
All right, y'all, that's Mr. Stanley Jordan, guitar virtuoso, world renowned in St. Louis. We're going to let him roll up out of here, y'all. J. Ross, 10 million strong. We out. Peace.